thriving in the city and not just surviving. Hello beautiful people, it's Yvette Corinne and welcome back to my channel where I talk about fashion, beauty, and life stuff. And today's video is a little different than my normal video, but it does fall under the life category, so it works. I got a DM from somebody on Instagram and she asked a question about LA and wanted me to basically tell her like life in LA. If you're stumbling on this video randomly, which I'm 100% sure that'll be the case, I live in Los Angeles. I have a video when I first moved from Texas to California about, I think I did the video 5 years ago. I'm living out here since 2014. So it's been about 7 years now and I can tell you everything that I know, the good, the bad, and the truth. I'm gonna read her question real fast just so y'all know what she asked me and basically what I'm gonna be talking about. So she asked me, hey girl, this is really, she didn't say hey girl, I said that, but this is really random, but how is life for you in LA as far as prices, rent, cost of living, meeting people, making friends, the rise in homelessness. Then she said a potential video idea and I was like, thank you girl. I asked this because in the near future I'm considering moving to either LA or Houston and I wanted to hear from a content creator and a Black woman. So I was very excited when I saw this question because one, I am from Texas. I'm very familiar with Houston. I do not live in Houston, but I am from Beaumont, Texas, which is about an hour and 15 minutes from Houston. So I spent a lot of time in Houston and I have a lot of friends and family and all that live out there. So I'm very, very familiar with Houston and I currently live in Los Angeles. So when she asked me that, I was like, perfect. I had answers for you about both. So we're gonna start with prices. I feel like that's just like the best one. As we all know, Los Angeles is pretty expensive. Cost of living is more than a lot of places in the United States. I'm just gonna give you a rundown if you did not watch my video. I'm actually gonna link it. It's my very, very first YouTube video. It was like my journey from Texas to California and I came out here with a couple $1,000s, y'all. Like probably my monthly expenses now is how much I had saved when I moved out here. I was young and I had a roommate. I found her online and she ended up being amazing. We lived together for 3 years and my rent was split with her about $940. We were in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath and our apartment had a pool and a gym. And it was actually pretty nice. And it was in Burbank. If you know anything about Los Angeles area, then you know where Burbank is. And actually was on the side of Burbank that's closer to North Hollywood and not so much IKEA. That's just my experience when I moved to LA in 2014. And that's when I realized quickly that I needed a job. And I got a part-time job and I knew that wasn't gonna work. So fast forward to now, it has been 7 years. I will say that my first year finally feeling comfortable living in Los Angeles was 2019, I wanna say. And that was my first year feeling really comfortable. And I feel like that says a lot because I lived here for a couple of years, at least 4 or 5 years, not that comfortable, feeling, you know, maybe kind of broke still, asking for money here and there, just not being stable. But I also did not have a full-time job. I was always working part-time, freelancing, modeling, working for other people, doing a lot of small gigs. I was always doing that. I've always been that person. So I never had a full-time job. So that is a disclaimer that I need to add. I was living out here, part-time worker, doing freelance. So again, freelance income is very up and down. Everybody who does that knows, and it's not set in stone. So my part-time job would always pay for my bills, which would be my rent, my phone bill, stuff like that. And then the money I would make from other things would basically pay for me to have fun, to live a life. So to answer that question, I feel like the price to move to LA obviously is not going to be Houston. You can live very nice in Houston right now with probably like a $1,200 1-bedroom and a really nice one and you'll be fine. I am currently in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. I am not in the city. I'm not in mid-city of LA and I'm paying, I don't know if I want to say this. I'm paying at least, we'll just say this, at least $2,000. So I just wanted to put that out there that the cost of living is different here. Now to me, $2,000 is not that bad. Crazy. I never thought I would say that because when I was struggling, I couldn't fathom spending $2,000 on rent. But now that I can afford it and I don't feel like I'm struggling, it is a little more acceptable. So I will say that the price of living obviously is more, but if you go outside of the city, then you'll find places that are a little bit cheaper and they're still nice. And make a little bit more sense. Like this 2-bedroom made more sense to me at 2000 opposed to a 1-bedroom in the city for like 2000, and it's probably really old and I have to do the most when this is like a brand new complex. So anyways, that's my first point. My second point, she said the rise of homelessness. And I want to talk about that because I did live downtown for 1 year and I was in a studio apartment, and I literally to this day say that I would never move back downtown because the homeless level is insane. When I lived there, I actually I wasn't happy. I feel like if I'm going to spend this money to live in the city, then I need to be happy at all times. And I really wasn't happy. I actually didn't like going to my apartment. I had my car broken into. It was just kind of like a environment. Parking is always a struggle over there, and I get really nervous when I go out there. Like even when I visit somebody who lives downtown, I'm very anxious and I don't like that. So I'm like, I would never live downtown. When I walk outside of my apartment, I want to feel bliss. I want to smell fresh air. But when I walk outside my apartment downtown, it kind of smelled like urine and I didn't feel happy. So that is very subjective to my personality. Some people like living downtown and live for the downtown scenery, the downtown like walking and like stuff like that. That is not my vibes. So I moved further out of LA because I realized that the busyness of the inner city part of LA was not for me. So I still live in LA County, but I don't technically live in Los Angeles. It's very complicated the way Los Angeles is set up, but like Venice is not Los Angeles. It's in Los Angeles County, but its own city. Venice is its own city. So anyway, so the rise of homelessness, that did bother me. Obviously with COVID, it went up even more, but where I live, I don't see that many homeless people. I would never treat somebody who's homeless rude or disrespect them because that can happen to anybody. And also have like a family member that was homeless at a point in time. So I get it. We should not be disrespecting people who are homeless. We don't know their scenarios. So that was a random tangent, but yes. Okay, I'm gonna go into this one because I actually like this one and I feel like I am very good at it. So it said meeting people and making friends. Now, I don't think that will have anything to do with where you live. I've heard people have these like conversations wherever they live. So if I lived in Houston, I feel like I'll be able to meet people and make friends. And I feel like for me, it's easy to meet people and make friends because one, I am very talkative, if you can't tell. And two, I like to think that I'm very personable and I connect with people really easily, especially in real life. I don't know about online, but well, online too. I just feel like that is a skill set. So for me, because I know that is a skill for me, I had no issues, no problems meeting friends out here. Me and my roommate actually kicked it off and we didn't think we would. We were living together for 3 years and then we're still friends even though we don't live together. And then I was able to meet friends during my like blogging and modeling. And so I still have these friends. I am not a person who has a lot of fake friends. I feel like all the friends that I have are near and dear and very special. And I actually have a lot of friends, but I have a good way of managing my friendships. With all relationships, I think they all just need to be managed and nourished and given what they need in life, and I feel like I do that very well. So I don't have a problem meeting friends. I don't like when I watch videos when people talk about LA and say that everybody's fake. I think you can find fake people anywhere that you live. I think that depending on the industry and what you do, you might find more fake people than others, but you don't have to be friends with them. Like I have a lot of friends that I met out here that are industry related, that are not industry related, and they're all amazing and they don't give me fake at all. So I just don't like that comment. I just don't like when I see people say everybody in LA is fake, because I don't believe that. I meet a lot of real genuine people here. I think that my discernment is very well and I have been able to discern really good people. So I don't think it's harder or easier to make friends in either Houston or LA, because you're gonna run into fake people anywhere you go and you're gonna run into good people anywhere you go. It's all about how you put yourself out there and what do you do to find friends or meet people, stuff like that. Whew, my throat is dry. She only asked me those 3 questions and I kind of want to leave that there, but I will say on a good positive note of LA, what I have noticed and what I have learned to notice and learned to love about the city is the pressure that it puts on me to reach my goals. So when I first moved out here, I kind of didn't really have any goals in mind. As I moved out here and met other people, I kind of like developed different goals, and I was very excited to do the things that I'm doing. And I'm very excited to say that I am successful and thriving in my like blogging, content creation career. I'm able to live a life that I always dreamed of. I think that living in LA actually pushed me a little bit more, because I was like, I want to be able to survive in the city, and I feel like I'm thriving in the city and not just surviving. That was something that I never thought that I would get to, and I felt so pushed with the people around me. There were so many people around me that were super successful, and I really was like, I want that, I crave that. It's also a good balance between like, you gotta get it and chill, relax. So I like that about LA. Also, I do like the opportunity I have. I'm at the point where I feel like if I were to ever go broke, which that will never happen, let's knock on wood. But if I ever go broke, I know ways to make money. And out here, there's so many ways to make money. There's so many things that you can do, and like stuff that you've never heard of. And I know there's options like that in other states and other cities, but the stuff that I do, I like to be in front of the camera. I like to talk. I like to be like the model, stuff like that. Like I can do that easily here, and I enjoy that about LA. It's just so many things are accessible, and it's great, and it's really fun when you make really good friends, and yeah, I like it. So I think as a Black content creator also that we have a little leg up, because there's not that many Black people that content creating in LA. Like the Black girls in LA that are doing this industry are actually very small, and so who work for these brands and stuff like that. It's easy to like connect with them and get put in the door with them, because you are one of the few Black people that they have met. So they're probably like really excited about you. They just really want to try to have more Black people in their campaigns or feature more Black people, and you're going to be thought of because there's not that many Black people out here. So I will say, as a Black content creator in LA, that's a plus, because there's not that many of us. So the more the merrier. Come on out if you're thinking about moving out here and being in that career. The world is opening up, and outside will be popping again. So whew. I hope this video made sense. I hope I didn't ramble too much, and I hope it wasn't too long. But if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. If you liked my video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of me, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.